not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Jesus, Mary fucking Christ, mate! People don't seem to understand movies anymore, man. Or at least not the original movies. It's like they just die. Like, let's make a movie that's about the Matrix, but we're gonna put everything else. We're gonna recast a lot, kind of thing. And yeah, the only two that's really like the original Matrix kind of thing is Keanu Reeves, of course, and Trinity, the girl that played Trinity. I don't remember her name. She also played in Jessica Jones. Pretty cool character. But anyway, so apparently those two are still in the Matrix, somehow alive, kind of thing. And well, somehow the new kind of source, kind of the main kind of thing is her. Is like the main source now. Is those two are the new Matrix kind of thing. Instead of feeding about keeping them in because of the feelings kind of thing. And I like the main villain, but the one that plays the Agent Smith for some reason. Like, they keep it like, oh, he's still alive. Somehow, he's kind of alive. And somehow his code is still in here. But he is not the same actor that plays the kind of Smith. And he doesn't even do a good job of playing Smith. I felt like the main villain kind of thing is way would make them way better, but he is like the main villain. He also played in How I Met Your Mother. He is great comedy actor also, kind of thing. Here he doesn't play comedy, he may play the more seriously kind of thing, but also a little bit like more relaxing. Also, now the machines are well, they're kind of this creatures kind of thing. They're half machine, half alien kind of thing that are the kind of thing. They're kind of thing, and also there are some good machines, some bad machines kind of thing. Because of that, some good machines team up with the people that are still alive kind of thing. They team up, making this whole village kind of thing. Because after they get Neo is kind of created this game. He created this beautiful game for him, kind of thing. It's like, oh, this was all a game. This is how we kind of remember it, as a game. The Matrix was a game. It's like, huh? The Matrix games were not that good, but this movie is not that good. So sure, we go meta with it. And yes, kind of thing. We have all those kind of thing. We have some people that keep an eye on a kind of thing. Eventually they get her out, but this was like a chance in a million. And they get the fuck out of there after they get Neo. But then it's like, I need Trinity. Trinity needs to be back. And they get out of there. Also, Neo cannot fly in this one. He cannot kind of thing. He only can do shields. So that kind of thing. And he also is karate. His kind of fighting style is more like Easter eggs, like, oh, here is he can do this, he can do this. A slow thing going from that doesn't work, kind of thing. We also have this teenagers kind of thing. That's lots of people either are getting old or people are just casting younger and younger audience kind of thing, because lots of them are like in their early 20s, maybe even 18, 16 kind of thing. Like very young persons that for some reason had to be cast. There is not much older kind of thing. There is somebody that's older, but that person is like kind of thing. Keanu Reeves is back. He is like older. He is kind of thing. He does the blue pill kind of thing. He eats it, but eventually, he also is gonna come back because Trinity is here, and without Trinity, it's like those two, they're like with each other, they're very powerful. Away from each other, they're very kind of thing, but he keeps it at like this beautiful distance, like not too close, but close enough that he can control the Matrix, and he is kind of thing. He is the source of the new Matrix, like it's kind of thing. And they want to get to the old one now, that kind of thing is. But he's like, no, we're not gonna get to the old one. We don't want to get to the old one. We have this new one. But you also see more personality of this kind of world. I think so. The new Matrix, the resurrection of this Matrix, is better because those two cannot be with each other, but can be far enough with each other. It's just very dangerous. Like, keep them too close, they blow up. Keep them too far, the Matrix doesn't work. Like, you have to have this perfect way, and it works, the kind of thing. And also, like, people's feelings, instead of just having people as thing. He understands persons. He understands the feelings of people, of how they kind of thing, how they work, how they kind of thing. He's one of those alien kind of thing that knows how to them work. And some team up, some kind of thing. They're trying to get Trinity out there, even though the others don't want her to do this. And it's this military kind of thing, but somehow they can escape this military kind of thing. These kids can escape it because they're kids, and somehow Neo wants his girlfriend. She's more afraid that, like, this, they built this beautiful world already. But they are scared if they're gonna bring more people, that the rest are gonna notice, and there's gonna be another war, because there is finally silence, finally something out of the Matrix. That's the kind of thing. There's this beautiful world that they have built with machines and kind of but then there is this world that they cannot build, kind of thing. So they get that they're trying to get Trinity kind of thing. There's also Smith, that's very much just in a way. I love them. He's like my favorite character in the original kind of thing. I think in here he has more nonsense, and feels like very much like just bunched into it, like some other stuff is. There's like lots of stuff that's just thrown into your face kind of thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna throw, those suits that they had, thrown into your face. Those kind of thing. Easter eggs are thrown into your face kind of thing. Somebody with blue hair, people love that, right? Blown into your face kind of thing. Because for some reason she needs to be blue hair. She has to have those blue glasses. I have the red kind of thing. Red glasses kind of thing. I get it kind of thing, and she's not too much annoying about it. But it's like, we really need to pull some stuff in your face from the former Matrix kind of thing, that they are now safe and that they can now exist around us kind of thing, machines, and we can still have Neo's best friend kind of going on. He's like, I know how to feel, but we request him, so it's not the same person that it used to be. For some reason, I don't know why they request him, but it happened. And now we have Neo kind of trying to get Trinity, but the only thing he can do is stop bullets kind of thing. He doesn't even touch the bullets. No, that's our favorite person kind of thing, our kind of villain. He can stop time. He's like, oh, you can do this. I love him. I love that person. There is also Agent Smith still, but he, like I said before, he's more nonsense. He doesn't feel like Agent Smith. They feel mostly like they request him and then say, do what you want with the character. It's like, really? I can do what I want! Okay. It's not like, hey, Mr. Anderson. It's more, Thomas, you're gonna have kind of bad time. We have team up, and they kind of team up to try to stop the villain kind of thing. But he's more like, why are you even there? Could you not like do a million versions of you? But then again, it's like, this Matrix is the other person kind of thing, and he is the one that controls all, and he even tries to get out of that. And you see the character, but Smith is so fucking ridiculous. I hate that character in this movie, the kind of thing. Nothing about the actor, I'm sure he's good in other stuff, but in this one, it doesn't feel like him. It doesn't feel like kind of thing. The main villain feels more like him kind of thing, and he's like the kind of therapist. He's kind of thing, he understands people more and tries to get kind of thing, and he's like, he gonna come back, he comes back trying to get Trinity. He's like, okay, let Trinity fine, because he's certain that not everybody's wanna leave. And to be honest, I would not. If they give me, I was like, okay, if you give me powers, if you give me the power kind of thing to fly and everything, I would not want to leave. They want to leave, but I would not want to leave, kind of thing. If you give me all those powers to fly, to kind of thing, to recreating, giving rainbows, like he says in the end, like, what are you gonna do? Recreate this kind of universe? People would love it, and I'm like, yeah, I would stay. I would make the villain of this kind of movie. I would make like, or at least a side villain, instead of Smith, actually a normal human being that wants to be here, and a human being that actually wants to stop Neo, kind of thing. It's like, why would I want to leave? I have the power of a god in this world. I would not want to leave this fun. I don't care what the aliens do with me, kind of thing. I literally can be a god in this. Why would I want to leave this? Like, kind of thing. I can create me. I can make people kind of church. They start trying to fall, drop down like zombies, some of them. And that's kind of bad, but I like the world. I feel like you could have done so much more, but instead you try to rehash some stuff. You have you're trying to get Smith in it, but that's not really him, because he doesn't feel like him. He does kind of thing. He tries to stop him, and lots of recasting that feels like off. And then some people like get older because it's not 20 years, it's 60 years in this universe. And Neo tries to get Trinity, then Trinity first like gives up, like, no, I have my children, I have kind of thing. Then it's like, nope, I'm gonna kind of, because I get him. It's like your child having to need to give up that feels like kind of thing, because they have done this in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There was this Matrix kind of arc where the thing, and you don't want to lose these children. Here it feels more like they forced that like that children plot, because she doesn't feel like, yeah, Neo was the main character and he was kind of thing, but he also felt like off. He's like that famous good looking guy between all the nerds kind of thing. That's like, he doesn't fit in. He feels like he doesn't fit in that and that kind of game. He has this idea and kind of thing, but he doesn't fit it in with the rest of the cast. That's like kind of thing, and somehow he has to fit in. He has to kind of thing. I felt like that was a bit horse into it, like him being the kind of creator of this game, then this girl Trinity being want to have this family, but we never saw anything of that family at all. It started shooting into it, to try to get her to have these emotions. It's like very forced into that kind of thing, that her emotion. I didn't feel it, but that other thing, the whole kind of thing, I felt that like that was perfect. Like in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they did that perfect. He had his son back. He didn't want to leave his son, but he also, like, this universe was it's not real, but for her it was real. For him, he wants, but then his best friend is gonna go kind of thing, and he doesn't want her best friend to die, so she's gonna save his best friend. I think you saw the emotions, how hard it was to leave that. Here it is, Trinity. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that because doesn't feel like any emotions was there. He leaves it, she can kind of thing, they run away when thing. He tries to stop him with everything he got, kind of thing, brutal in Matrix, like, I'm not gonna stop, but in the end it's like, not everybody's gonna wanna leave this. You can do brainwash, not that. You two maybe kind of thing, but not everybody's wanna leave this kind of thing. And that is what I love, kind of thing, that ending's like, it's right, not everybody's. I would not want to leave if I can be in God's kind of thing. If I have one God powers in this universe, if I can create anything, rainbows in the sky kind of thing, having this sun, have this perfect world going on, I would not. I maybe get bored of it eventually, but the next 100 years I would be like, fine, do whatever. I will make my world a greatness. I have literally God powers. I can Thanos people out kind of thing. I can create everything. Who wants to leave this world? Unless I get sick, literally sick from this world, or getting kind of thing, I would not want to. You can have the perfect body. You can have that kind of thing. You can look how the way you want to look. You want a kind of thing. You have no disease. You have no. All those kind of things are way of the past in the Matrix. I would not want to leave that. But no, they want to kind of thing. Those two are. I would love if they are the villains of the next movie, kind of thing. Like, yes, sure, they're kind of thing, but not everybody wants to leave. He is right. Not everybody wants to leave. He is at least alive, and I like the villain. I don't like Agent Smith that much. He is very much like, okay, I'm still around, kind of thing. I have coat of thing, and I get at my appendix, like, yeah, I'm glad you have your own mind, kind of thing, as a simulation, but still. Anyway, that's pretty much what I got for you. I loved it. I'm gonna say I don't love it. What am I saying? What am I saying? I don't love this kind of thing. It's the worst of the Matrix movies has been. It's like the worst. It has some good moments. The villain I liked, but I didn't like Agent Smith kind of thing. Now, when in the trilogy before, I loved Agent Smith. In this one, he's the worst kind of thing. Maybe it's because, I don't know, I liked him in this and he request and now it's that kind of thing. But also, the sunglasses were not a thing in this one. Besides a few, and it had to be red for some girl kind of thing. It had to be this kind of thing. But it's also very 90s, the Matrix kind of thing. Like the leather jacket, the kind of thing. All those kind of things look cool, look awesome. And from that kind of thing, it's very much like a cool 90s movie, but and now they're trying to modernize it for this. Maybe you had to stick with the 90s feel. Maybe you had to render to the 90s kind of feel and not trying to make it for the present day. Maybe that was the reason it didn't work as well, kind of thing. Maybe. And also feel like the science fiction they could do very much better. They could have made a new plot instead of rehashing the plot. Yeah, that kind of thing. Because yeah, sure, it's now my feelings instead of with technology and kind of thing trying to force them into this. But you also can give them like what I say, like some person wants to be in here and that becomes the villain kind of thing. A person instead, like somebody half machine, half kind of human. That kind of thing. That would be awesome. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you. The Matrix was an 6 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 6. I did like the villain, but that's like the only person I didn't like. Agent Smith. Keanu Reeves felt like off. Felt like very much off sometimes, kind of thing. He didn't feel, and we also had flashbacks of his past a lot, kind of thing. That was kind of cool, but also like if I want to see those movies, I'm gonna see those movies because this one is one of those like the Jigsaw movie Spiral kind of thing. They're trying to do their own thing, but they try to get still stuff from the past kind of thing. They also try to do their own thing with the voices that didn't work, and here it's like stuff that didn't work, like Agent Smith doing their own Agent Smith, but it didn't work. The villain did kind of work as a difference, but it didn't took them too serious, the kind of thing, but it didn't also do not serious. Like it was somewhere in the middle, and it didn't work, man. This movie didn't work. A 6 out of 10, man. I'm sorry if you loved this movie. There were some good pieces of it, but in general, it didn't work. Not too much that I want to see this movie ever again. It's one of those in the trash, what kind of thing, but not so as bad as Child's Play, the reboot, but well, not so as bad. Maybe not as bad as the Jigsaw, but I was not so much a Matrix fan, so maybe I'm gonna throw it with the trash with Child's Play, the reboot, and with the reboot of Saw with the Spiral kind of spin-off. Like those are the two movies that really done very badly, and also this movie has done badly, kind of thing. So it's one of those like newer kind of thing, trying to do something new, but trying to keep on this bad and not succeeding in what they want to do. Didn't succeed in nothing. That's just my opinion. It was one of those. If you want to see it, maybe on sale when it's $7, maybe it's worth that. But it's not worth going to the theaters for. It's not worth much. This movie. It's not. If you want to see it, go ahead, but it's not worth your time if you ask me. If you ask me, not worth your time. But that's just me. It had some good moments of it. I love the actor that played the main villain. Keanu Reeves is mostly good, but when you half of the movie want to convince him that he is in person, it starts kind of like, we have seen that first movie, we don't need a rehash of that. Can we just do this 5 minutes? No, first 20 minutes all about him, we kind of thing, and some random girl kind of trying to get Keanu Reeves to believe that he wants this. It's that kind of thing. I'm like, I don't want to see this again. We are been 3 movies in. We need action. We need to see this universe, not a rehash of the universe. We need a new. Let's see the bigger picture. Like Foundation, where they had to make this universe bigger, not smaller. They still have some things that make it bigger, but it's like, it just doesn't work, man. Just doesn't work. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you guys in the next ones. Goodbye, good night.
And then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.